This video is all about hunting worms and elders in both AoE or single target depending on your level. Here's the trophy worms. Hey, what's up guys? This will be like the higher level version of my previous video of hunting worms, but in this case it will be done entirely on the last floor of the cave. Also, instead of making two videos, I will show you both the single target and the AoE version on this video. So let's start with the single target. For this, I recommend at least level 140, but it might be an overkill, so if you feel confident, you might start at lower levels. You have to be the most careful about is the entrance. This spawn has 3 different entrances or stairs, but I will say that the northern one will be the easiest out of the 3. But even so, it is still very risky, as most of the times you will have 3 worms and 1 elder, sometimes 2 elders or more worms, so it's very luck dependent. I highly suggest for bringing some assassin stars, or depending if you have good imbuements on your crossbow or bow, you could use that instead. And it's a given that you should have some great spirit potions on you as well. Regardless of what you choose, definitely stick to the stairs and kill the monsters in melee range using the star hopping to your advantage. Another alternative will be to just run your way into the spawn and try to kite, but this will result in a more risky option because if you were to get trapped, you will most likely die instantly. But leaving this aside, after you clear your way into the spawn, it gets very simple and easy, as there will be plenty of space to kite the monsters, and I think it's pretty straightforward how you can hunt. Usually at this level I will stick to just the northern side of the cave, kiting on this lava spot close to the entrance, and sometimes moving towards the east and kiting in that area. There is a small chance a boss named Turn could spawn on the northwest area of the cave. I personally never encountered this boss during my hunts, and if I were to see it on a level 150-ish, I will just run away from it, so you should be careful of this boss. But as a reminder, I would like to take this opportunity to point out that this recording was before the introduction of quick loot, rapid spawn, and even diamond arrows, so keep it in mind for the AoE section. But before that, at this level I was making around 400k on yellow with all the things mentioned previously. It should be higher than that nowadays, but as for the profit, I honestly don't remember. All I can say is that the spawn was always profitable and I had no issues making profit per round, but hunting here was more for the experience and the fact that it's a fairly abandoned spawn, so I had no issues finding it available. As for the supplies, I wasn't really using anything other than the potions used at the entrance. After that, just hunting with 2 mana leash level 1 is enough to sustain your hunt and only use around 1.2k hours per hour. So now moving on to the AoE, I would recommend level 160 or 70 to start hunting here because they have some scary combos and elder worms shouldn't be underestimated. Again, I remind you that diamond arrows didn't exist at the recording of this video, but you should take this as a proof that you could still hunt here even without AoE arrows, and if you feel like diamond arrows are not being efficient, I will honestly go for single target like I'm doing right now. The reason is because whenever you kite monsters, diamond arrows won't be hitting all the targets, and that will be the scenario on this spawn. So go ahead and give it a chance with the AoE arrows and also with Crystallines, and let me know in the comments the results. I recommend staying on the north side of the cave, just hunting in a circle while kiting up to 7 monsters. Some improvements I will add to hunting here will be the addition of a swan clock, which together with the speed boost and the energy protection should be very helpful, as well as using a strange talisman instead of the lightning necklace, just to make it cheaper. I was using the lightning necklace I was looting while trying to take them off when they were low on charges, since you can still sell it for the full price in receipt regardless of charges, but there were multiple times I missed out on the timing and wasted a lot of necklaces, so just be aware of that. For the experience, I was making roughly 650k on yellow. I will assume that you should be able to do better than this, so just take my numbers as a bare minimum you can get from this spawn. As for the supplies, I was using just 2 level 1 mana leash, so that made it so my hunts couldn't be as long nor efficient. But for 40 minute hunts, I was using 400 strong mana potions, 350 avalanche, and 800 crystalline arrows. If you can afford it, you should definitely hunt with at the very least level 2 mana leash, and I personally don't think having HP leash will help you on this spawn in particular. So leaving that aside, I was barely making any profit from these hunts, so the spawn won't make you rich, but it will be entertaining, and it's definitely a good alternative to make some decent experience, so give it a chance. But one big tip I can give you before I end this video is that even though the hunts were not profitable back then, nowadays it's a complete different scenario, because most servers have a demand on worm skills for their energy protection imbuement, which is used in a lot of the most recent spawns, so make sure you check the price of the skills of the market. And that's it for this video, thank you for watching, see you next time.